It started as a single club, now it has grown very big into 148 countries with over 14,700 clubs, and it has helped millions of people. We don't mentor anyone, we don't teach anything in Toastmasters. While for those experiencing Toastmasters meeting for the first time, you have to see this Toastmasters works as a learn by doing workshop, where we don't have direct mentoring. We are here by evaluating each other performances and growing together. And in Toastmasters, we are following 3 sections. The first section here will be starting with prepared speeches, where speakers will be giving the speeches based on the guidelines set by Toastmasters International. Second, it will be followed by an impromptu speeches section, where the speakers as well as guests will be having the chance to speak on unrehearsed topics. It will help them in their life to speak impromptu. Third, we will be having an evaluation section, where the evaluators will be dedicated to the speakers and they will be evaluating their performances. Based on the feedback given by the evaluators, the speaker can revise the speech or give the next speeches by improvising that. That is how Toastmasters International works. And the certificates are awarded for the people, for the role players here, so that people will be encouraged and having a friendly competitive environment here. And we are also having very unique program in Toastmasters. It is Toastmasters educational program, also called as Pathways, where we have different pathways sections that are dedicated to the speaker's choice. For me, it is strategic relationships. For him, it might be presentation mastery. In which section you have to grow yourself, you can take the desired pathways from that. Now, let me welcome our T-Mod of the day, Toastmaster Arjun. Arjun have joined us recently. He is a member of ISKCON and he is taking up the roles very actively. And let's welcome him on the stage. Welcome Toastmaster Arjun.
How many thoughts does an average human mind generate during the day? Question to you.
Many.
Infinite.
Can you come up with a number?
30,000.
30,000. Unlimited. Yes, Arjun.
2 lakhs.
2 lakhs?
I just.
Prapurna? Gunjan? A staggering 60,000 thoughts every single day. And the most surprising thing is, out of 60,000 thoughts, 77% of the thoughts are negative and repetitive. Roughly 45,000 unproductive thoughts. Dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, a very good evening. So, today's theme is decluttering the mind. Before we delve deep into this topic, I want to ask you, what do we mean by decluttering the mind? So this is going to be a question and answer session, so I want you to participate. Rajesh, what do you say?
Declutter means, to set things in a systematic manner or arrange things in a proper manner.
Arrange and organize.
Or, make it more leaner.
Okay. What do you say, Gurjeet?
I think there are some goals for us that we want to achieve. So by decluttering, I think it means that picking those thoughts that are relevant to those goals and excluding others.
Good enough. Picking up the ones we want and just removing others. What do you say, Gunjan?
I think it's more about unlearning certain things and to learn new things, so that will make a space for, will make your mind positive and ready to work on your dreams.
Okay, so all of you spoke on the same theme, that we have to take up some of the thoughts which are useful and avoid others. What do others say? Ashi, Sanket?
Like we detox our body, sometimes we also need to declutter our mind, just to align the thought, just to keep the irrelevant thought outside of the overall mind process, and just to make our mind to think or to make work more productive.
Detoxing? When we talk of decluttering the mind, we should understand what mind is. Any thoughts on this? What is mind?
It's the powerhouse, it controls everything.
Powerhouse get control. What do you say, Darshan? What is mind?
Area of overthinking.
Come again?
Area of overthinking.
Overthinking. Alright. So we can also define mind as a thought generating machine. It's tracking 60,000 thoughts every single day. Right? So every moment we are making these choices. We have so many thoughts. It's a thought generating machine, continuously generating thoughts. Now, which thoughts to accept, as some of you said, and which one to reject? It's like a battlefield. There's a continuous battle going on. Battle for supremacy. There are thoughts which are very dominating, and thoughts which may not be dominating, but which are the most appropriate. Now, which one to choose? The most dominating or the most appropriate? What do you say?
Appropriate.
Ideally, we should choose most appropriate thoughts, but we end up choosing the most dominating ones, which may not be correct, but which are more vocal. We get succumbed to choosing them, and we repent later. So let's park it here, and let me invite the general evaluator of today's meeting today. The role of a general evaluator is very empowering, because all of us, we do our solo performance, but general evaluator comes with his team, and he and his team is responsible to evaluate our speeches and give us feedback. So let me invite Darshan, today's general evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm now kept out.
Both.
Time.
Time.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
That's energy. Low strength, but still the energy is high. Yes or no?
Yes.
General evaluation is a segment where the whole of the meeting gets evaluated from the start, from the initial stage till the end of the stage. And what's this all about? I'll let you know more about this in my segment. But this is the introduction segment of the tag team that is called Timer, R-Counter and Grammarian. What is Timer, R-Counter and Grammarian? Let us listen from them as well. Timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Harcharan. Till the member reach on the stage, we should continue the class.
Hi everyone, my name is Harcharan. I will be the timer for today and also the grammarian. So as a timer, I am responsible to keep a track of the time so that this meeting ends up on time, begins on time. And for prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes with a grace of 30 seconds. So at 5 minutes, I will show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. And for table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes with a grace of 30 seconds. At 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. For the evaluations, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace of 30 seconds again. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And 3 minutes, I'll show the red card. So I'll keep a track of all the speakers, timings, and I'll present my report at the end of the session. Remain as well. Okay. So, as I also mentioned that I'll be the grammarian for today, and as a grammarian I'm responsible, there are two things that I'm responsible for. One is introducing the word of the day to you and the idiom of the day. So the word of the day is stillness, which beautifully complements the theme of the day, which is decluttering our mind. Stillness refers to absence or absence of moment or sound. So a calm or quiet state of mind which allows mindfulness is stillness. How you can use it in a sentence is, in moment of stillness we often find answers we seek. And I encourage all of you to use the word stillness in your speeches, and once anyone uses this word we need to show a thumbs up. Idiom of the day today is clear the air. That means to remove misunderstanding or emotional tension. So how you can use it in your sentence is, after an argument we had a long talk to clear the air. And at the end of the meeting I'll present my report as a grammarian, and I'll highlight the good usage of English vocabulary and the areas of improvement. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun, for making us understand what timers and grammarian role is. Every accomplishment starts with a question to begin. I'll be the R counter for today's meeting, and R counter. From the word go, it understands the R, so, you know, there, then, the filler words and filler sounds. Every day we speak lot of things, but there are filler sounds that we miss. It breaks the flow of the language, it breaks the flow of the fluency, the sentences. So I'll be noting down the filler words, filler sounds. Whosoever speaks for the length in any sentence, I'll be pointing out that. And this is my role. Well, I wish the speakers all the very best. Over to Mr. Toastmaster.
Let us begin where we left. The most dominating thought and the most appropriate thought. Imagine the situation. You are angry at someone. Someone would have shouted at you or alleged you with something. Now the most dominating thought is telling you, it's screaming to you. Hit back, retaliate, strike him, react. But the most appropriate thought, the righteous thought, it is whispering. Pause. What do we choose?
Retaliate.
More than that, how do we choose? When there's a battle that I have to choose one of the two thoughts, which one I choose? So here, stillness sets in. Mindfulness sets in. Now what is mindfulness? Over to you. I told you it's going to be conversational. Kaustav, what is mindfulness?
I think mindfulness is being aware of our thoughts and choosing whether to choose between the appropriate thought or the dominant thought.
Being aware of the thoughts. Anybody else? Prapurna, what do you say?
I agree with him what he is saying. Being aware of the thoughts and being in the present moment.
Okay. So she added one more good point, being in the present moment. Anybody else?
Being
Mind
aware
others.
about our actions.
Come again?
Be aware about our actions.
Be aware of our
Actions.
actions. So be aware of our actions. Okay. So how to be aware of our action? How to watch our thoughts? It's like you are sitting on your terrace during the day. You're watching the clouds go by, clouds passing by. Watch your thoughts. How do I do that? Stephen Covey says, between stimulus and response, there's space. And this space gives me power to choose my response. I can choose my response by utilizing that pause between stimulus and response. But the question is, how do I do that? Easier said than done. How can I be mindful of everything around me? How can I be not swayed by these enormous thoughts which are striking in my mind, clashing? There's a battle going on. How can I be mindful?
See, everything is the practice. Like how I do the mindful, that depends on the practice. If you are, it's not a one day or 2 day task that controls my mind. If I practice it for a long, like if I do the meditation, if I join any club or anything which actually cultivate my thoughts in that direction, which actually I want to. So that practice, that environment will lead to us to be a mindfulness.
Okay, Ashish rightly said, you require practice to do this. We'll see further. Before that, let us have our first speech of today. And before I invite the main speaker, let me invite the evaluator for speech number 1. That is Darshan. Darshan. To evaluate, Ankit is going through the first speech. So I request Darshan to speak up with this.
Title.
Objectives.
Objective would be I'm on the leadership.
To introduce Kaustav's speech.
You have not shared your speech title in the project level. You have not shared your speech title in project level, but definitely I will evaluate his speech on its contents, clarity, and the body language. And best of luck.
Thank you. I've shared it with you.
Thank you, Ashish. So, Kaustav is going to give his second speech of level 1, his presentation mastery. So, dear friends, today, let us try to mindfully listen to the speaker. Let us listen not just to understand them, but also to incorporate what they are telling in us. And when we are clapping, pause and mindfully clap. So let me invite Kaustav. Kaustav, good education can shape a great nation. Good education can shape a great nation. Kaustav.
Hello everyone. Imagine you are on a battleground right now. It's the year 1806, and on the right hand side we have the Prussian army. Strong, powerful, and has a large size. On the left side we have the Napoleon army. It is weaker, lesser equipped, and smaller in number. And then there is stillness in the background. Both the armies enter into a fierce battle. Which one do you think won? Guys, which one do you think won? The Napoleon army or the Prussian army?
The stronger one.
Actually, the weaker army won. The Napoleon army. And because of that, the Prussian kingdom had to give away half of its land to the Napoleon kingdom. The Prussian kingdom decided this should never happen again, and they tried to look into why they lost the battle. So when they dug into the battle and they found out that the reason why they lost the battle was because their soldiers were not listening to the orders of their masters. They were thinking on their own and they were not in unity. They were not in unity. That's why they lost the battle. So the Russians decided to create an education system which they made compulsory for people between the ages of 5 and 13. And the goal behind this education system was to create a generation of people that follows orders, obeys rules, and is reliable. In the meanwhile, the industrial revolution was going on between the years 1760 and 1840. People like Rockefeller and Rothschilds, these people were at the top, and there were factories that were being built, there were workers that were required, and these people wanted workers that followed orders, obeyed rules, and were reliable. So they saw the Prussian education system and decided to take it throughout the world, to all the countries. If you have heard of John D. Rockefeller, he has a famous quote in which he said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. And he's the man who built the entire education system in US. So in the meanwhile, the education system was spreading throughout the world, the Russian education system. And the Britishers also adopted this kind of education system and brought it to India. They wanted English-speaking clerks that were reliable, obeyed rules and followed orders. So they implemented this in India around the 18 countries with the help of Lord Macaulay. Now, the education system we have currently in India is a byproduct of that education system with the same principles. And I want to take you through the problems we have in our education system today. So imagine we are on a big ground. There is a big tree in the center that is very tall. And we have animals like elephant, rabbit, dog, bird, butterfly, mosquito, fishes, sharks, dolphins, all these animals from air, land and water. And now you ask them to climb that tree. Do you think every animal will be able to do it? No, right? So education system is very unfair in a way because they test all the crores of students across India on the basis of one standard, one yardstick, and that is the education system we have. The problem we have is that it's mainly based on memory. The education system doesn't take into consideration your IQ, your EQ, your intelligence and your aptitude, only memory. And what you learn after your test is over, you forget it in a few months. So what's the point of learning something if you are about to forget it? Why not learn something that is remembered by us for our entire life and that is applicable into the real world? So that's the problem with the education system. Another problem is that everything we learn is the basis of the theory, not on the basis of practical things that can lie into the real world. And we don't have subjects like learning about wealth creation, wealth management, how to have friends, how to manage relationships, how do we invest, what about AI? The education system does not focus on improving our personality. It only focuses on giving us a degree and making us workers. And the biggest problem is that the education system makes us scared of making mistakes. And when we make mistakes, when we avoid making mistakes, we avoid taking risks. We forget to be original, and that ends our creativity. So on that note, I want to tell you guys that the country we have today, the state of country we are in, it was built by people who were born 30, 40 years ago. And they were crafted by the education system at that time. So if we want to build a great nation in the future, we should improve the education system we have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaustav. Very beautifully explained about the education system. And the ones who built the education system, they were not Gen Zs. They were the people who built it 30 years ago. So how can we implement the thought of the current generation in those, what they built long time ago? So let us come back to our theme. We are talking about watching our thoughts. I can go to a stadium and watch a cricket match and discriminate between the good players and the bad ones, the average ones. Now how do I watch my thoughts?
Without being judgmental.
Without being judgmental, okay? How do I achieve that? How can I not be judgmental when there is rivalry between thoughts and continuous clashing of thoughts?
By being a mere observer, instead of classifying between a good player and a bad player, you just be an observer and think that the match is a part of it.
Yeah, Prapurna is talking about a very advanced topic of being an observer. Right? Do not act, just observe. But how do I practically implement this? How do I watch my thoughts? How do I observe and not get carried away by the emotions which are running inside my mind? Ankit, what do you say? How can I be an observer of my thoughts? How can I just jump out from my body, sit in front and start watching myself.
Yeah, so like again, Ashish mentioned previously, it will obviously start with it's not like that I'm sitting and I will start observing about my thoughts. I need to be continuously aware about again my action. Also, like from the other person mentioned that being aware about be aware is the present thought. And I think this is the way to observe and this is the way to structure the thought to take the next.
Well said. Anybody else?
By not being biased, to not see what is good or bad in a person, just observe and not being biased. But that's the concept.
How nice it would be, right, if I somehow can observe my thoughts and act decisively. Yes, Kaustav, you want to say something?
I think we can observe our thoughts if we drop everything internally and externally that we are doing. The thoughts we are trying to think, the actions we are trying to do, and just trying to stop everything and being aware of everything around us.
Okay, very euphoric ideas of, put a road map and try to be aware of everything. This reminds me of a story. Once Gautam Buddha was traveling with his troops. They passed through a village and sat underneath a tree. Buddha asked one of his friends, one of his disciples, to fetch water for him. The disciple goes to a nearby river and finds that there are some people who are washing clothes there. A bullock cart just passes by and agitates and makes the water dirty. He comes back and reports that the water is dirty and I cannot bring it for you. Please forgive me, Master. Buddha tells him that go again and try to fill the water for me again. The disciple goes and this time he finds the water is crystal clear. He fills it in a pot and brings it back to Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha wanted to give a lesson to his disciple. That was the reason why he sent him. He was not thirsty. And he says that this is the situation of our mind. It is filled with thoughts and ideas, situational thoughts, thoughts of emergency. What you need to do is, whenever you find agitation in your mind, just pause. Give it a pause. Watch your thoughts. And you will find, just like the water, the dirt settled and water became crystal clear, our mind can also become crystal clear if we can learn this art of pausing and watching our thoughts. Now, how do we actually do it? We will continue. Before that, we have our speech number 2. I would like to invite Darshan to introduce the speech.
Mr. Toastmaster. Well, the speaker today, Toastmaster Ankit, is having his speech from the education pathway, that is dynamic leadership. The level is 1, project is 2, and the objectives are as follows. The objective of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods of writing speech and define an object and present a well-organized speech on any topic. Well, timer please note time, it's 5 to 7 minutes. My reports will be in the evaluation segment. I wish the speaker all the very best. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Darshan. Ankit he works with the top big 5, one of the big 5 companies. And if Ankit is on a holiday and he has the option to do a lot of things, he would just like to do either tracking or he would go and play cricket. Those are his hobbies. So let me invite Ankit on stage. Toastmaster Ankit, when leadership goes wrong, the Enron and Arthur episode. When leadership goes wrong, the Enron and Arthur episode. Toastmaster, all the best. Thank you.
How many of you would agree to a fact that intelligence is more important than integrity?
Both are important.
Anyone else?
I would think integrity.
I guess most of us would say integrity. Today, I would would like to share one story with you. It's a story about power, ambition, and how leadership, when guided by wrong values, can cause massive damage to our society, to the investors, and to the common public. This is a story about one of the famous scandal in the accounting and professional service field, which is called Enron and Harcharan and Anderson. So back in 1990, Enron was seen to be one of the most innovative companies in the United States. They started as a boring energy company, but under the leadership of its current CEO, Jeffrey Skilling and Chairman T. Lane, they started doing phenomenal. They obviously changed the traditional ways to doing energy business in the United States market. They started developing a lot of financial portfolios, a lot of financial modeling, and started doing a lot of trading strategies which allowed the common public to start investing in the energy product like stock markets. So they created some platform where general public can go and predict the energy prices, that what is going to be the energy prices in future. And based on that, they started taking their bets in this unregulated energy market. Investors were happy. Enron was making huge profit at least monthly. But there was a dark side to that. The way Enron projected, or the way the Enron advertised about its growth, its profit, it was not so good. They were hiding a lot of losses. They used accounting methods to manipulate the profits. They created shell companies, fake companies, just to move around the debt and inflate their profits. And all that happened with the help of one of their trusted accounting advisor, which is called Arthur and Anderson. Those who are chartered accountant, those who knows about Big Four, Arthur and Anderson used to be the top company in this professional service world. They claim to have somewhere around $2 to $3 billion client portfolio back in 2000, which is somewhere around today $55 billion. But Arthur and Anderson, which should have guided the Enron not to misuse the accounting policy, they choose profit over their principles. They started even hiding or even helping them out to create a scenario where Enron was able to predict, or Enron was able to manipulate the financial information in a more better way. And that all cost a lot to all the investors. One of the black day that was, in the history of the United States was 25th December 2000. On that day, Enron collapsed. And how it collapsed? And the top leadership was involved in this such a scandal. There are very less chances that everyone will get to know about this false presentation. But as we say that if there are defaulters, there are good people as well in the same environment. One of the very lower level people who used to work in Enron, he saw some of the irregularities within the financial statement, or he felt that companies are not doing right. So he became the whistleblower. He complained about their financial activities to SEC reporting. SEC reporting is the guiding body who governs all the stock market activities like SEBI does in India. When SEC got to know about this, they took very hard action on Enron. Company which was valued $70 billion became to zero in a single day. Investor lost billions of billions. Thousands of people lost their job. Pension funds were destroyed, and all that happened because of with our mind. Like Arjun said, that there are a lot of thoughts in our mind, but with one bad thought, harm to the whole society. The mistakes that Enron makes, what we can learn from that mistake, especially when we are into this leadership role. Because that no ethical leadership was there. The top Enron leaders were very smart, but they were not honest. they started liking more about profit, more about stock market, short-term success rather than integrity. Second was no accountability. The top management was like that. They were surrounded by a lot of yes men. People could not speak. People could not question them. And when there is a situation like that, obviously this is called a short-term goal. So leaders should always think of how they can build a team who is not afraid to ask the question, who is not afraid to speak the truth. Third was compromise value. Whatever Enron did was not right, but whatever Arthur and Anderson did was not right as well. Arthur and Anderson was used to be one of the most known to be for his principles and values, but in this case they compromised for money. Whenever this hard situation comes, no matter what happens, we should always stick to our values. And the last one, short-term thinking. Both companies were so much focused on the stock market, the short-term stock market, quarterly earnings. But I think leadership is not about 3 months scenario. Leadership is about 30 years system. We should also try to think about the long-term picture, how we can build something, something like that, which can be sustainable in the long run. So I would say that leadership is not always about a momentum thing. It's not about you will get the success in a short time. It's not a momentum thing and you will fall another day. Leadership is all about how you create a structure or an environment around you so that people around you can thrive, people can around you get the success, and ultimately this will bring the overall great value to the also. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit. A very good take on leadership, values, intelligence versus integrity. Mind is crazy, as you rightly said. It's like a boat which is sailing comfortably in a river, and a breeze comes, a strong breeze comes and can take away the boat along with it. The boat may capsize. Similarly, even one thought, one bad thought, which we associate with, it can make us completely crazy. That is what happened in Ankit's speech with the unknown company. So coming back to our theme, now we've talked about detoxing our mind, mindfulness, be aware of our thoughts, watch our thoughts. But how do we practically apply this in our day-to-day life? How do we clear the air and find peace? Friends, over to you. Practically, how do we do? Okay, we have talked about a lot of theoretical stuff, but practically day-to-day life, how do I practice mindfulness?
By not being judgmental.
Not being judgmental. Good. What do you say, Gunjan?
I think by taking actions,
What kind of action?
I think what we're dreaming of,
Okay.
there are thoughts, there are negative thoughts, there are positive thoughts as well. More negative thoughts. But
All right.
until you take actions.
Take actions, focus on positives. Darshan? Okay. Ankit? Practically, what do I do?
Again, I think it is going to connect with the same thing I previously mentioned. I will say, I will think about it, try to structure and that what could I have done better? What should I not do? Just to be in the same situation.
What do you say, Rajesh?
I think we should not let the negative thoughts convert into action. So I think we should pause, ponder upon it, take some time, and thereafter speak.
Pause, take a break, ponder on it. Anybody else?
I had it.
Please.
Now we know how can be mindful, but now mindfulness is a choice. When you are practicing mindfulness, prepare yourself that you are going to be mindful about that particular thought. You already know what to do when you are mindful.
Okay. So contemplate on these ideas again and again so that it becomes a reality. It becomes a practice.
Only look at the positive things from a positive mind frame.
Okay, look at things with a positive frame of mind. Okay, all of you said correctly. I would just like to add a few more points. One could be practice as soon as you get up in the morning, practice silence. Then to look at your screen and scroll. Meditation will help. When we practice silence, it helps us to become watchful and mindful of our thoughts. How many of you journal every single day? Write it down.
Used to.
Very powerful tool. So long the thoughts are here, the battle will not stop. These thoughts have somehow come out of the head. Now, it may come out by journaling, it may come out by sharing it with some of your friends, that also ease you out. So, journaling is a very powerful tool. Many of us are not aware of it, but you can try it out. Bring it down in black and white. We can see where is the root of the problem, and we will also see the solution. And one more powerful tool could be let go. Sometimes it is good to not ponder much about what's happening. Just let go. Okay, so we'll continue this further. Now, there's a very important session which we are going to begin. It's a table topic session where you get an opportunity to think on your feet and speak on a topic which is an extempore and share your ideas and thoughts, right? So again, those thoughts in your mind, you just concise them and just bring out so that it makes some sense. This is what table topic session is about. So I would like to invite on stage.
So we have table, we have topics. Start table topics. So like Arjun mentioned that table topic is about impromptu speaking. So each of you will be given a topic and there is a time, I think
1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute timer will show you green card, 1.5 minute timer will show you yellow card, and a 2 minute timer will show you red card. Generally we start table topics with the experienced Toastmaster. But today we have less people. I also try to change a little bit the structure of the table topic as suggested by Common Toastmaster today. So I will start a story and then I will pass it to one of you. I will start obviously with one of the experienced Toastmaster. Then the next person needs to complete the story and again pass it to someone else. So let's see how we can connect our thoughts again, which is very well aligned towards to the theme of the day. So let me just start that. I need to use my phone. So one day I was sitting at my home. I received a mysterious call on my phone from an unknown number. And the voice on the other hand said, I've been trying to reach out to you for many years. The voice sounded to me familiar, but I could not get it. And then suddenly, the voice whispered, I'm calling from the future. Now, I would like to call someone to complete this story and pass it to the another person. We will start with Darshan. I hope. So it was like, I received a phone call from content is you need to complete this story, you need to write your thought and pass it to the what was the recommendation from the that you need to let them. So the caller is calling from the future.
I just received a call from Pentagon. I thought it's a pentagon. But then they say it's a centagon. I thought it's a centagon. Then they say it's a lentagon. I said, what's happening? Something is fishy. Something is mysterious. Something is mysterious. Then I thought it's a normal scam of Airtel or Jio. But then I believed the voice was like an alienated voice from the cosmos, from a different planet. Anyone wants to guess the planet? It's not in our solar system. It's in a different galaxy. It's in a different cosmos. Then I believed it's a fishy call. It's a fishy call, but it was not a fishy call. It was understood to be from one of the Toastmasters club. The person was about to call me to the meeting because the role was not. His role was backed out, and I thought the person was shy in speaking. Then I managed to understand. Yes, you are shy, but I let you make speak. I let you understand how to pronounce the words correctly, how to not let our counter make you feel, oh, you're not in the words, you're making a lot of filler sounds. How to use the vocabulary perfectly, how to evaluate perfectly, but the person was not talking. Then I thought it's not a Toastmaster, it's something else. It's something more fishy. It's from GOT, I think it's from GOT. Somebody is calling me, the roles is not there, somebody has backed out. But I thought, no, it's from a different club, across from Delhi NCR. There I believe something is more fishy. And I pass on to Toastmaster Arjun. What's fishy about this?
So just like Darshan received a call all of a sudden, I was also not expecting, but I was called. This is life, unexpected, right? Anything can happen any point of time. So I was called from the GOT club in some other universe, in some other galaxy. I took a sigh of relief that, okay, God is so famous. It was my good fortune that I joined this club, which does not only have a national presence or the international presence, but intergalactic presence. And they wanted to call me for the role there. I told them that I joined this club just 2 months ago. What made you call me here? I mean, there are very senior members and serious members like Prapurna. But what made you call me? They said, no, we don't see the credibility. We have these cards, we just place them on the table. And whichever they picked, we call them. Then I told them, no, what if I don't want to come there? I have an option to deny that you are interested. What do? They said, no, if you don't want to come there, then it's gonna be disastrous. Because it's a future GOT. It's not today's GOT. It's a future GOT. So I thought to myself, okay, if it's a future GOT, then maybe probably 50, 60 years down the line, I would have become a very senior member. Then it makes sense to go there. So when I thought that I want to go there, I thought, let me take a gift for them. What is the gift I should take there? Will those people able to relate what I take? I thought of this. Because here, when we have to start the meeting and stop the meeting, we use this. What do you call it? Gavel, right? So I thought, let me take this gavel there and let me start this, to start and end meeting with a gavel. So this is what I thought. I took this gavel and I thought of proceeding to my future. So I invite Rajesh on stage to continue the story.
So I just need content, right? So I got a call from them for the future. The person sounded very much like me, but a little older. So from that universe, so like Arjun said, so he was going there along with the gift. So I also decided to go. Should I?
Anything you can say. What do you want?
So I'll place myself instead of you. So I'll say that. So it's called Gable, right? So I took the Gable as a gift, and I decided to, transfer myself to that universe. So when I went there, they had a bigger game because people were much larger than what we are today. They were huge. So this miniature form of game was of no use out there. And the people were humongous, giant looking people, and there was somebody who looked very much like me. So, and I was thinking myself, how could that be? Probably it must be multiverse. But now I am scared of that place, and I was just wondering how do I get back to the normal situation that I came from. So I think that's about it.
Give it to somebody.
I would call Arjun.
Come try.
So I'll call you, Kaustav.
It's okay, give it a try.
I'll call Kaustav first.
I'll go after.
Sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Gurjeet.
Gurjeet.
Yeah.
You can make your own twist in the story.
Now you have gone to the
Whatever.
other universe. What do you do next?
Actually, I didn't properly.
So there are people who are much larger than us. They are giants.
Yeah.
But and you are also one of them. But in the different
Universe.
universe.
Anything which comes to your mind.
Use your imagination. Say whatever comes to your mind. Continue.
So here I am with those giant people, feeling somewhat scared because I am a giant, but someone in between. I feel that I am from the past. Nothing is coming to mind.
That's okay. Just
Still time is there, you can try.
What do they offer you? Do they give you something to eat? Talk about that.
Yes.
how was the journey? What did you see there?
You can add up your own story in the existing story, which is flowing.
Add on anything, any story.
You can add Bollywood movies also. Famous.
So I was there. I lived there for many years. I just engrossed myself into that lifestyle, and then again I got a call back from my past. So I heard that voice. I immediately recognized it that it's myself, but I'm calling 30 years up the line, and that younger myself told me that your time there is over and you now have to come back. So now I would like to invite Gunjan to take this one.
Great.
I've never addressed so many people. So I'm quite nervous.
No worries. Whatever comes to your mind, you can make some things up.
So, about me, I've always been a very nervous kid. I've never addressed so many people, and I've heard about Toastmaster a long time ago and wanted to join, but I could not. I don't know, because I was nervous and always thought that I will not be able to. So yes, now I'm here, and I don't know how to do this impromptu, but
That's fine, totally
I'm
fine.
trying. So yeah, that's it. I think I'll pass it on to you.
Okay. From the universe, coming
I
back.
got a call back to you.
Coming back.
So I got a call back from my past, and my past, which is 30 years younger than me, was calling me back. I was shocked upon hearing his voice. It reminded me of my old days. And then I wondered, now I'm living here for a very long time, and I'm used to this place. I don't want to go back. But since my time is over here, I have to go back. How will I go back? I need a mode of transportation. It's in a different galaxy, right? So we have different modes. One can be that I use alien flying technology to go there, but it's going to take 5 light years. So we can't do that. We use teleportation technology, but that has some risk that it can cause me injury. So I don't use that. And And then I think of a way how I got here. I use that mode of transportation where I just think where to go and I go there. And when he calls me, I realize that that isn't my past version. It is my enemy who was calling me to take revenge on me. And now he is running after me. Now I pass on the mic to you.
So on my way back from the other galaxy, I was traveling through my mind technique. I was trying to teleport from my mind to the universe, and it just stuck. It just struck me at that moment that why would this person call me and call me back? Because I am very comfortable here. I know what to do, how things to turn up at this place, but I was thinking loud, and it just struck. It's not the same person who's calling me across. So I tried to investigate and see who that person is. I tried calling some friends across the other universe, which I was, and they told me that there's a scam which is going on currently, and there are people being scammed. And the reason why I was called is to take information from the universe I was in, to take internal information about the universe, and I was very scared I will be termed as a spy. So that's the reason my wife came and told me, "Utho, सुबह हो गई." And after that, I'll pass it on.
Yeah. So I got the call from unknown number. I have the property in Jaipur. I wanted to rent it out. I was struggling to find a tenant. I posted the property on OLX. I got one call, and he told me I am working in Mumbai and I want to get it without this property from you. I was very excited that finally I got the tenant. Then I asked him, just give me some of your information. So he just told me that I am working in some such sector and I will let you know. Then in the evening, he called me back and he asked me, just give me your account number. I will transfer the amount, whatever the 1 month rent or 2 month rent. I was very excited and happy that finally I am getting the rent. So I called him and asked him, so what information you require? So he told me that you just put some coupon number in your Google Pay. I put it. Then after putting this, there was some amount which was my 1 month rent. So he asked me to just click on the pay. I said, I could not thought that time that what this scheme is going on, right? So I clicked on the pay button and some amount has deducted from my account. I was surprised that it should be credited to my account, but it has debited. How it happened? Then he told me again that you just put some other coupon, which is again the same amount, and it will get credited to your account. I thought and I realized that it's a complete scam which lost my certain amount, and I realized that, and I asked him again that how will you reimburse it? But he said, you just put the coupon amount, then you will get it. I registered this complaint with the crime branch, but ultimately it has not been settled. Yeah.
Next speaker.
Yeah, Prapurna.
While you all are thinking why the money is being scammed, I know the reason. Because I am the scammer. I am sending all this money to my family who is living in the another universe. That is my past life. They are in trouble as they have contacted me. I have sent all my money there. Once their problems got settled, I came back from that point. As I need a mode of transportation, as Kaustav told, I have used my ambition as a mode of transportation. As I like traveling, I traveled throughout the universes. I enjoyed a lot. And I became the best traveler in this universe. After getting the certificate from GOT, the traveler company, I took that certificate and I came to this GOT and standing here as an impromptu speaker. So as I scanned a lot and all, now I just wanted to stop all these things and I wanted to be mindful about my thoughts as Arjun has said. So by practicing mindfulness, I wanted to be a better impromptu speaker now. No scams and all. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Okay. Please continue. I thought I am the last speaker.
I think you are before the last. He can be last. He
Okay.
began.
You can now wind up.
Sure.
Now this is impromptu.
The whole idea to select this theme is to build on the story that I got the call from my future, then I will pass it to the Darshan. But thanks to Darshan, who just converted or who just changed the whole direction of this table topic. But I think everyone spoke really well. So like I ended that, I got the call from my future, and the person whispered, "You never fail until you stop trying." I asked, "What do you mean by that?" The caller mentioned, "Don't worry, you will get to learn about how to make that coffee." Because I wanted to learn about how this coffee to be made during the COVID-19 period, as it was one of the trending topic or the trending dish over the internet. And then I asked the caller, "Can you please share the recipe with me?" Caller mentioned, "I can only share two things with you. I can only share the recipe with you, or I can only tell you how to not make this coffee, how to make better this coffee." I asked the caller, "Share the recipe, I will figure it out how to make this best coffee of the world." Then caller shared the recipe with me, and I made the coffee, gave it to my family, and everyone was so happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit, for this interesting way of coming after the topic, where all of us shared and we made a story and we traveled from one universe to another universe. Coming back to the topic mindfulness, so let me conclude by saying that, okay, what do you think? What is that one single thing which is the biggest obstructor, which doesn't allow us to practice mindfulness? What is that one single thing, according to you?
Reaction.
Huh?
Reaction.
Reactions? Okay. Rajesh says reaction. Who is our enemy? Who doesn't allow us to be mindful?
You.
The reactive.
You.
Yeah.
We.
A reactive approach.
Our approach.
Reactive approach.
I would say mobile phone. Social media. As it is, 60,000 thoughts in our mind, completely cluttered everywhere. Why do we want to add extra? So one of the things which will help us to practice mindfulness is to practice digital detox, at least for some time. Try to keep your mobile phone, do not switch on the internet so that you don't get messages and the notifications. This is one of the thing which we can practice. Just like the ocean, the rivers enter the oceans. and rivers are rushing towards the ocean and entering. But ocean, if you go to the ocean, go to the middle of the ocean, it is calm and grave and mindful and peaceful. This is what we have to know. These desires, these thoughts will rush into our mind. But we need to practice mindfulness, we need to practice gravity, so that these desires and these thoughts and this battle will not disturb us. We can be mindful, we can watch our thoughts, we can take better decisions. So with this, I end this talk, and thank you very much. Next to the presiding officer, Prapurna.
No, you can announce a break.
So we'll have a break for 5 minutes, and we'll come back and continue with the evaluation. Thank you.
Settle down, everyone. Otherwise, this table will be broken by the G. It was a joke. Okay, everyone's back. Anyone is out? No? Good evening, everyone, once again.
Good evening. Good evening.
So, this is the evaluation segment. All of the meeting will get evaluated since the initiation in the beginning of the start. So today we started our meeting 17 minutes late because of the thunderstorm and rain. Today we also have a less strength. It's okay, still we are going good. Coming on to the section of Toastmaster of the day. Yeah, go after this. Coming on to the segment of Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arjun is doing really well. Has done really well so far. Just few of the things that I want to ponder upon is that there are a few ways to construct your composition of the content in some way that it is more impactful, which is impactful, but you have to present it in a less time. If you are making a person stand up for a question, that should end up within 2 minutes. Right? This is the feedback I want to present to the Toastmaster of the day. And for the speeches as well, the speeches are going really well. But before we move on to the evaluations, let me bring up on stage the first evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish, for evaluating the Toastmaster Kaustav.
Thank you. So first of all, thank you, congratulations also for completing your project level 2 of dynamic leadership and project.
It's presentation mastery level 1
Or speech level 1.
speech 2.
Okay, so great. Okay, so also it was a very great speech. You navigated all the things and started with the code of army and started the story of who will win the better, strong one or big one. It actually started that how this education system is works. If one is educated, knowledgeable, he knows the things, and the other section who is not educated doesn't know the things, what will be the difference between both of them? So, all of us heard the Mahabharata history, where actually there was a 1 year of their hiding period of Pandavas. They were hiding themselves in Matsya, right? And that time, this Kauravas attacked the Matsya. Then Arjun and one Uttara, the prince of this Matsya, went for the fight with Kauravas. When Uttara, the prince of Matsya, saw the large army of the Kauravas, he was afraid like anything. Then Arjuna told him that I will fight the battle. Then Uttara said, we are afraid, we are fearing. Then Arjun said, fear is good for the better, because fear is bring the alertness, right? So also what he said, that weak army, how he will win the battle? He will alert themselves, because they will get the education. They know how the things are important. I have the tools, I have everything to fight in the war, but I don't know how to use it, how I don't know how to use the X, how I don't know how to use the arrow. Then what is the meaning of all this? But I know that also is explaining that our education system is purely theoretical. We need to improve it practically. So what is the difference in practical and theoretical? I have all the equipment, all the tools. I know theoretically how to use it, but I don't know when I am in the world how to use it. Then definitely without education, I cannot win the war, right? Also, actually you have navigated all these things very well, but what I observed that you were moving here and there very fastly. So it distracted to the audience, I thought. And you were slightly, if you could have loud in your voice, I think it will be very clear to the audience what you are saying. And the third thing is, you could connect with the audience, that what is their experience, how they actually understand the, if your topic is the education, so what is the impact of education and non-education in their life. So that is from my side. So all the rest.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashish, for evaluating the respective speaker. Now this is the second evaluation for Toastmaster Ankit, and I'll be evaluating. Congratulations to the speaker for achieving the speech objectives. Let's have a big round of applause for the speaker. The speech. That's the feedback for the XCOM. Alright, so continue. The speech revolved around the largest bankruptcy reorganization in US history. At that time, the Enron, which was the energy company, it cited as the biggest audit failure in 1990. And the distribution of the evaluation is like the clarity. I would like to give 9 out of 10 to the speaker. Clarity of the speech was absolutely spot on. Each and every word was absolutely audible to each one of us. The vocabulary was spot on. Confidence, the maneuvering process, we could see the speaker was in absolute speech demeanor regarding the content and the context of the speech. Hand gestures, he was using it, showing us what happened at that time and how it maneuvered, how it processed, and it related to the speech content composition. The vocal variety and the voice modulation, I believe these are the areas to improve. At the start and the biggest spark in the beginning, the question that was asked by the speaker, that was the audience awareness moment. Initial spark to the audience. Intelligence is more important or the integrity. This was spoken very low note. It should have been high. For example, this. Members, intelligence is more important or integrity. It should have been bass. This question includes high notes, mid notes and low notes. It should have been spoken in emphasizing it. And bit more in enthusiasm so that the energy can be engrossed by each one of us. Stage area, the speaker used it really wisely, but there are things you have to use it in the best practice way. What you have to speak on the left side, what you have to speak on the back side, in the front side, the forward, backward movement should be there. The diagonal, there are a lot of movements in stage area that is called the diagonal movement, the right and left area. The speaker could have utilized the stage area as well. Overall, the speech had a wonderful impact on all of us, and there was confidence in the comfort level in the context as well. My takeaway from the speech was leaders are not to take as a power hand. Leadership is about to entertain the people and create an environment where everyone feels safe. So this is the takeaway and opportunity for me as well to give this quote to my manager as well. And if one day I will become a manager, I will be going on this path. So thank you, Ankit, for giving us a good content. And overall, the speech was really wonderful, and I wish the speaker all the very best for future speeches. Now I would like to call upon the stage a tag team for today to evaluate timings, grammarian, the vocabularies, and the R-count report. So bring them on the stage the timer for today's Toastmaster Arjun.
So I'm presenting the report for as a timer for today. The prepared speech's time was 5 to 7 minutes. Kaustav finished his speech within time 5 minutes 56 seconds. Ankit also finished his speech within time 7 minutes 10 seconds. And talking about the table topics, Darshan took 1 minute 50 seconds. The limit for this was 1 to 2 minutes with a grace of 30 seconds. So Darshan completed with 1 minute 50 seconds. Arjun 2 minutes 23 seconds. Rajesh 1 minute 15 seconds. Gunjan 40 seconds. Gurji 1 minute 38 seconds. Kaustav 1 minute 19 seconds. Harcharan 1 minute 25 seconds. Ashish 2 minutes 10 seconds. Prapurna 1 minute 42 seconds. Ankit 1 minute 45 seconds. And talking about the evaluations, Darshan finished his evaluation within time, that was 2 minutes 36 seconds. And Ashish unfortunately was not able to complete within time, so it was 4 minutes and 9 seconds. So that was my report as a timer. So, do start. So talking about the grammarian role, the word of the day was used by Kaustav and Arjun, and the idiom of the day was used by Arjun, and nobody else used it in their speeches. So, and I guess the all the speeches were eloquent enough, and I did not find any bad or worse used words which could be improved. So I guess all the speeches were eloquent enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun. It's time for now to represent the members' report. I will not mention the names of the members, but there are one thing that you have to understand: the R counter. The word is it's for everyone. You should understand the way you speak, the way you maneuver your flow of the sentence. Yes, so these are the words coming out from your mouth is because of the panic creation inside your thought process when you are contemplating that content within the context, and that is called content composition. And the way Arjun you were speaking, what is mind? This is mind. Mind sometimes panics. Mind doesn't have any definition. It just panics at sometimes. So you have to use the stillness. Stillness. Whenever we are into any sentence, whenever we are in any sentence or we are in any paragraph, in any composition in our speech, and we are not getting the content further, what we have to speak? Right now we are standing there. We are stuck. Use you know that. Yeah. How do you know? How do audience know? We should never use this word, these two words, you know. So, okay, so I was telling about my school. So, what is about this so? As, this, was, his, but there is no use of these words. That is why they are called filler words. Take a stillness. Take a stillness in yourself. Pause, integrity, flexibility. Be a flexible mind. Don't be a mind full of panic. So this is what you are understanding and learning here in Toastmasters. Whenever you are in content composition, make yourself calm, compose. Nobody is putting you in jail. Don't panic. No war is happening again of India-Pakistan. Right? So don't have to panic. You just have to use stillness, pause of 1 or 2 seconds, and it will ever flow with the speech of the context. You will automatically understand the words you know won't be coming out anywhere. Are you listening to me that I am using you know? So far I am speaking from last 5 minutes. Did I use any words you know, so, what? Because the mind has stopped creating the panic in the content. This is called the ever-flow sentence. Coming on to the evaluation of the evaluators. So the general perspective of the evaluation of any Toastmasters protocol is that in any Toastmaster meeting we go by this notion that whenever we are here to evaluate the speaker, by this notion we go by elevating the spirit of the speaker, then using the CRC approach, and then concluding the speech. So to the respective evaluators, we should understand, we are not here to summarize the speech, and also we do not use names and in second person, like we do not address speaker as you or by the name of Kaustav or Ankit or Prapurna or Arjun. We always use third person, like speaker delivered this, speaker mentioned this. Evaluation is also a type of a speech. We are presenting to the audience. It is not we are presenting to one person. It is for everyone to understand. There we move on to the table topics. Well, the basic table topic structure is for the table topic master to come onto the stage, present the topics, mention the timings, and then ever flow with the topics and call the members one by one. but today we had a different perspective because of less strength. But I believe this variety of table topic is only for the experienced members. The new members and the guests might feel a bit difficult in speaking these things, but it's okay. Whatever we had today, that was impactful, that was really wonderful and creative bit. But for the next time, we should understand that table topics has a protocol and we should follow that, and we should adhere to the protocol of Toastmasters. So far, I believe with the low strength, we delivered the meeting really well, and I would like to rate this meeting 7 out of 10. Few of the areas I want to contemplate and ponder upon is that whenever you're going out of this room, you have to wait if the speaker has finished the speech, and if you are with the audience members is in between the clap. Whenever there is applause, you can move out of the room, you can come inside the room. And when the speaker is in the transition, for example, if the Toastmaster of the day is calling the evaluator or speaker, then you can move on. In between our content is flowing, you should sit, relax and focus. That's it from my side. I hand over the stage back to presiding officer of the day. Who is the presiding officer of the day? Toastmaster Prapurna.